I have gray hair today because I bought, for the first time since being in quarantine, I bought color changing gel. I have very dark hair. This was supposed to be white, and I just look like I am old. So we're gonna be doing something a little bit different today. I'm taking a small break from looking at the Jeremy DeWitt saga. I'm gonna record a video of that right after this one, just because I want to keep up that series while I'm doing this one. Because something that you may not know about me that I want to share with you all on my channel, those of you who have subscribed, again, thank you, is that I love To Catch a Predator with every fiber of my being. I think that it's one of the best shows that has ever graced our screens. I think that the investigations that they did a lot of good for getting these dangerous criminals off of the streets so that they don't harm children. And then one thing that I think it just tickles my heart is how Chris Hansen's newest series, Hansen vs. Predator, on Crime Watch Daily, how that has become kind of like an internet meme in and of itself, just how crazy and unfiltered these people are because they're not at the behest of the networks, and it's much more, Chris Hansen has much more control over the interviews, I'm sure, and there's just so much to laugh at with Hansen vs. Predator that I wanted to just react to one of my favorite predators that he has caught and taken off the streets. I'm talking about Joshua Cologne. So we're gonna be reacting to his video. I'm not going to show the entire thing because it's 16 minutes long. I'm gonna obviously cut through just the most interesting parts of the interview. It's gonna be hard because I think most of his interview is just so insane that I really want to show you all of it, but there's gonna be downtime, I'm sure. All right, so Joshua Cologne, really fast, is this odd looking man. He looks wet. Like, he just looks wet all the time. And I know there's people like that who just perspire a lot and they just look shiny, but his haircut it's like page boy meets Japanese baseball player. It's weird. And the way that his interview goes with Chris Hansen, because he doesn't really spend a lot of time with the decoy, last I remember, it's been a while since I've seen this. And he's talking more so to Chris Hansen, and what I remember is him saying, like, I don't want to say anymore, but I think out of all the predators Chris Hansen's talked to, he's probably one of them that's talked the most, so, man. All right, so I hope you have your beverage. I have some coffee here. We're gonna go through this video, and we're gonna share some laughs.
It's so good to see you. Oh, did you get here okay, though? Were the roads bad?
Really?
Thank you.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Those are red velvet?
Yeah. Do you like them?
Yeah, I like them.
I love red velvet.
Do you want to try
my
them?
picture?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What'd you bring me?
I brought dinner for myself.
Oh.
I didn't get to...
Okay, wait, hold on. I forgot about that. This is the predator who only brought dinner for himself. That's a terrible move. Okay, there's the real elephant in the room is the fact that the biggest terrible move is meeting a minor to have relations with them. If I was on a date and with a consenting adult, and I was a consenting adult in this scenario, they just brought dinner for themselves, I feel like even young me would be like, what the hell? And you could see the disappointment on the decoy's face. Which, by the way, this decoy is one of my favorites. I think she's called Nervous Nelly. She's always so nervous. I think that makes a lot of sense. Like, she's good at what she does. She keeps them talking. Yeah, okay, Joshua Cologne. We're starting off on a great start here.
My dinner.
Oh, that's
I was
okay.
kind of in a rush.
You can finish. I had stuff earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then we
She
can...
looks genuinely disappointed.
It's okay.
It's a nice house.
Thanks.
I wish I had a house like this. Mind if I use the bathroom? Because I was way colder for so long.
Yeah, it's right here.
You left that fast, you didn't use the bathroom?
Thanks. I'm sorry, I'm really...
Creepy. So he said you're hotter than your picture. That's such an calling somebody hot to their face is, I feel like, just in real life is so weird, you know? Like, I think someone calling me hot in certain context is okay, but then at the first meeting saying you're hotter than your picture, that implies a lot of terrible things. Which, again, I want to address. This girl's supposed to be 13 years old, and you're calling a 13-year-old hot. Oh, my God.
No, here, this one. Yeah, I know it's little.
Don't go back there. There's police there, girl.
It's old-fashioned now.
Yeah.
An old switcheroo. The old switcheroo. There's Hand Dog. Hand Dog is out there.
Oh, it's been 9 years, doesn't it?
Come on up, Joshua.
Oh,
that you have a seat.
He knows. He knows he's boned. He knows.
Keep your hands right there.
Oof. And you didn't get a chance to pee. Oh, okay. So he's wearing those Bluetooth headphone things, which I remember watching this when I was younger, and I had a pair of those, and I immediately stopped wearing them because they reminded me of being a fat, shiny predator. Oh my god! This ruined it. This ruined those headphones for me. They ruined them for me. Oh my goodness gracious! What is he wearing? It looks like a darker version of this with kind of like the Hensley button thing right here, but it just looks weird, like really wrinkly, like god. And I want to point out the irony of his name being Cologne, and he looks like he needs a shower.
I know who you are.
You know who I am.
Knows who you are.
Who am I?
I seen this on a show.
What show?
It's the show about men meeting young girls.
Men meeting young girls. Do you have keys in your pocket?
Yes.
Will you take them out first?
It's kind of awkward.
What turns off the alarm?
Oh, just press.
Wait, hold on. I just know. Oh, I was gonna say I thought there were only 3 cupcakes, but there's 4, which would have been a
So
Predator
you've
8 one.
seen my shows before.
Yeah.
So is everyone in America, Chris Hansen. Like, most people know who you are. That's why I'm always I was curious when he announced he was doing this show, because I was like, don't most people know who you are? Like, I feel like maybe their compulsion to be a kitty fiddler is just so strong that they are gonna risk it. But Joshua Cologne, I think, is one of the few Predators who's recognized Chris Hansen, which I'm surprised that doesn't happen with a lot of frequency, just because he now is especially famous. But even back then, I felt like he had a good reputation of doing this type of thing. So, a little odd Joshua Cologne is like the first one to recognize Chris Hansen. I just wanted to point that out. And Chris Hansen seems so nonchalant about it. I'm like, whatever.
What's your name?
Joshua.
Joshua. Joshua what?
Cologne.
Cologne. And how old are you?
Which you don't wear.
32.
32. And how did you
32?
Jenna Claire?
Girl, you don't look 32.
It was on an app called Link.
And why did you think it was appropriate to talk to a girl who said she was 12 years old?
I don't know why.
12?
It was wrong.
That
Why would you
stare
change
Chris
the
Hansen
phone?
gives.
'Cause I was
Classic
gonna stay
stare.
Stay over. With a 12-year-old girl.
over. Yeah.
And what were you going to do with this girl?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
No, I don't know.
Guess have sex.
Have sex.
Yeah.
Now you had quite the chat with this girl.
Here's the thing, though. He knows who Chris Hansen is, and he knows that by talking to him, he's incriminating himself the entire time. So then he said, like, he's not the brightest bulb for many reasons, besides the fact he came over to fiddle with a 12-year-old. And I just want to point out something here, too. Am I the only one who thinks his arm-to-body ratio is just so odd? Like, he has these really, really long arms and these really big hands, but compared to his body and the way that he's sitting, it just looks like... I'm sure you'll see him interact with more things, but it just looks really weird how he's so stationary. And his arms, this gangly arm is just moving. Like, it gives me the creeps, the way that he moves. I don't know what it reminds me of. It's like a thin person is inside of a big person, but like the thin person has only the arms and the rest of it is just the fat person. Does that make sense? I feel like that didn't make any sense, but okay.
I'll pick you up somewhere and we'll have sex if you want. I'll go slow, and yes, it will hurt.
Random shot of the keys? Okay.
This is all you, right?
Real quick, straight guys, what is... I'm sorry, I keep pausing. What is the appeal of having relations with someone who is inexperienced? Like, what is that a common thing? Like, I feel like that's odd. That to me is creepy. Really creepy. So if that's common, I'm sorry, but I just find that odd as someone who's not straight. It's just... I don't know. Okay.
Her to masturbate. In preparation for your big night of sex with a virgin. Did you bring Where are they? What else is in the bag?
Clothes and
I remember that.
toothbrush, stuff like that.
Why did you have her call you Poppy?
I don't want to say anymore.
What is Poppy?
It's Latin.
I don't want to say anymore, but I'll answer all of your questions now,
You
Mr.
wanted her
Hansen.
to call you the boss. And then you say, I just hope your mom doesn't find out about me because I could get in serious trouble, you know, right? I could go to jail. Mm-hmm. I know love knows no age, but most people don't think the same.
The only people who say love knows no age are actual pedophiles. Like, I've never heard somebody older say that.
Have you ever contacted an underage girl online before?
Yes.
We have evidence of that, too. A 13-year-old.
Really nothing.
Nothing. What do you think should happen to you?
I love that question.
No choice but to go to jail.
Do you deserve it?
Yeah.
I mean, can't you explain to me what brought you here tonight?
No.
I mean, it's not right.
It is not right. I know.
The thing is, okay, so the profile of Joshua Cologne, real fast, the way that he asks the decoy to call him, like, all these positions of power, and then him acting so meek to Chris Hansen, has me think that throughout his life, he's just always felt very meek and very small, ironically. And, and, no shade, and exerting this type of power is somehow fulfilling that which he lacks on the inside, is my opinion. Like, he's just, the way that he's answering Chris, he just seems like a scared child who's just been caught with his hand in the cookie jar, you know? Just the way that he's talking and the way that he was so obsessed with being called Poppy and the boss. It's like, he has this obsession with feeling better about himself because in his actual life, when he's not chatting up 12-year-old girls and using them to feed his ego, he feels very small. And it's clear in the way that he's talking to Chris Hansen, because Chris Hansen has this ability to make grown men feel so small, and it's very, very, very clear with Joshua Cologne. Very clear. He's very easy to read.
You say you're going to groom yourself for this special event tonight.
Oh my god. Groom yourself? Did you just take a pair of clippers and go the whole horizontal horror there? Like, he didn't even groom himself. He's sweaty. He didn't pee.
He would be happy.
All your family in Queens?
No.
Did he say he's a twin brother?
No, I didn't.
I hope fraternal.
Amen. Well, Joshua, I don't know what else to say to you. Except that I'm Chris Hansen. And this is an investigation called Hansen versus Predator.
Okay.
So if there's anything else you want people to know.
Candid camera, girl. He's like, I knew this was happening.
Can I use the bathroom? Because I've been holding it for quite some time.
Girl.
I think you should go.
Okay.
No, you cannot use our bathroom. You cannot stay. You've been voted off the island. Please leave. I feel like they had more camera crew the first couple of Predators. Am I wrong?
Hands up, please. Put your hands behind your back. Come right over here.
We got him,
Back
kids.
here.
We lost a phone, but we got him. Oh, there's the cop. There's the cop who I like. The one in, like, the sleeveless jacket number thing.
You okay?
You okay? No, he's not okay, obviously. Oh, Joshua. What? Ooh.
Okay, but there's nothing I do
It
right.
looks kind of like Grimace.
Okay. You need to use the bathroom? Okay, right to the...
Sweaty Grimace.
The officers in uniform are going to do what we call processing, okay? I know you've never been arrested, but they're going to fingerprint you and photograph you. When they're done, I'd like to take you upstairs. If you'd like an opportunity to talk, you know, that's going to be up to you. You have the advice of your lawyer, right? So
It's gonna be up to you.
as you're spending time out here. Because right now, we only have one version of events. We don't have your side.
Okay, so the thing about this cop is, I think she said this before, we only have one version of events, and that's a non-dishonest way of saying we'd like you to talk to us, even though there's no legal obligation for you to do so. I like the way that she pitches it. I have mixed feelings about the way that cops interrogate criminals. I think in this case, like, it's good for the case against these men. But I'm surprised, as someone who knows who Chris Hansen is, and someone who knows how he operates, and knows what happens, I feel like would know not to talk to the police without a lawyer, you know? Joshua Cologne just had so many things wrong. so many things wrong in his episode, and it's like, you know, you'd think a TCAP veteran would be smarter.
Is Josh okay, or do you like Joshua?
Josh is fine.
Josh is fine.
Get comfortable, have a seat. Over the downstairs.
Okay.
Don't wait on us. We've already eaten dinner, so we're gonna.
Okay, yeah, no. Look at his hands. Look at his hands. The way that his arms move. It's just so odd.
You know,
like a
that
puppet.
we want to understand a little bit about.
Like he's just hunched over, like moving things around and touching things, and his body doesn't move with it. It's odd. Ooh, Chinese takeout.
To meet a young girl.
I am in the mood for some Chinese
How
takeout.
young? What's her name? How did you meet her?
12.
That chow mein,
She told you she was 12.
orange chicken.
Yes.
Okay. Just tell us a little bit about.
Did they buy that for him?
As early as you remember, your first conversations and kind of how your relationship with her developed from that first.
Oh, we were drink buddies, me and Mr.
To
Cologne.
answer these questions, right?
You don't.
I mean, I'm answering these questions is going to incriminate myself, obviously, right?
It depends. I mean, I don't know. I told you before that it's gonna allow us to understand your side of the story.
And we can't predict what you're going to say, so could you potentially say something that's incriminating? Of course. Could you also say something that...
Which is another way of saying everything you say will incriminate you.
Without being in your mind or what
The
you're gonna
cops
say.
are not incorrect
You
here.
know, I don't want you to feel like we're trying to trick you, because you're not, but we don't know what you're going to say. You
No,
know,
I mean, I just.
to be fair.
They're good at
Quite
this.
honest, I mean, I was on the side, I was.
And he continues talking. The same thing with Hansen. He's like, I don't want to talk. But here's what happened. Here's everything. Here's where I grew up. Here's my life story.
Or what did she tell you?
So 12.
Did she tell you when she was turning 13?
I don't remember.
Oof.
And it's 12 an age that you're comfortable with? That's your preference?
Wait,
or
here.
I date older, younger. I mean, not younger than 12, but, 12 and up.
I date all
you're
ages.
how old?
32.
You're 32? Okay.
Ooh, I hope I don't look like that at
At what point
32.
does it become like a sexual conversation? And how does that happen?
I don't know. I mean, it just came up, I guess.
It never just comes
It
up.
was on my mind, but,
Glug Glug 9000
She
never
sent
just
you
comes up.
pictures
no,
of herself.
Unless you're creepy.
And have you sent pictures of yourself?
I guess, I don't know.
Ooh, pictures of Joshua Cologne.
Would you say that you were sexually
Boned
attracted to
up.
her?
Ruined my chow mein
Right off the
obsession.
bat, or was it something that developed over conversation? Or
I guess a whole conversation.
when was the last time you maybe spoke with somebody who was in that age group,
Oof.
12, 13?
It's been a while.
That's a while.
I
You know,
never-
go ahead.
No, I mean, we talked, but I never actually went to meet them because I was always afraid
Of what?
to be like on that guy's show.
We'll be on that guy's show.
That's what you were afraid of?
Can't say that I blame
And again, the way he talks to the police too, he just is super meek,
Yeah.
super like quiet, and I don't know, and I don't know.
What was your intention? What do you envision yourself doing right now if that hadn't happened?
I don't know, I was gonna hang out, I guess that's it.
And there it is.
Your intention was to have sex with her?
guess that's sex.
Okay.
Maybe just a little bit of
Did you tell her
just
you
a
were?
tiny bit of sex.
Why?
I guess to kind of.
Just everything about him just is infuriating and so memorable. Just his tiny little voice and the way that his arms move and moves things like a little clockmaker. It's like there's something just it's like it's like ASMR but anti-ASMR. Like I'm getting a feeling in my brain whenever I see him move and talk that I'm like, oh, it's like nails on a chalkboard.
To pull her in?
I guess.
The 12-year-old today said that
Yeah.
she was a virgin,
Yeah.
and you liked that she didn't have experience.
Yeah.
Again,
During the
odd.
police interrogation, Cologne appears to come clean, and then he makes a startling admission about a previous rendezvous with a 15-year-old boy.
I just I want to
I
make sure
forgot
that we
about
have
that.
everything out on the table.
I mean, I did have sexual relations with someone. Oh,
Shut up! Stop talking! I mean, keep talking so we can put you in federal prison, but
Where was that?
oof. Incriminating himself.
a few months back.
Okay, and where did that happen?
The cops are like cha-ching.
It was, I think it was about Long Island.
Was it a similar situation, Stephen, like this? Like we met over the internet and
Yeah.
Josh?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember her name?
It's not a her.
Okay. Do you remember his name?
That was when the big graphic came on. It's not a her.
Did you meet with David one time or more than one time?
Anytime.
And what happened when you met with him?
Ugh.
Yeah, that's it.
Guy's a creep. Oh.
Anybody else?
No, that's it.
Oh. God.
Okay, so your phone.
That is, it's so sad because I feel like that is, just in my lived experience as a gay person growing up, being a gay teenager, I feel like that's, in my experience, somewhat common for younger gay men who are teenagers finding a toxic relationship with older men who seem to represent everything that they wish that they were, or seem to represent kind of like the security or like this someone they can confide in because they can't confide in their parents or they don't feel safe confiding in their parents, and then that relationship they're manipulated and it turns into this whole power play and then they're abused. And it makes me very sad. And I think that's why Joshua Cologne stood out to me so much, because it kind of hits close to home, thinking about that 15-year-old boy who will have that experience with him as like the base for the rest of his encounters in his adult life. Like that stuff does affect you, and it does kind of it stays with you in a way that I think is separate from heterosexual people when they have those experiences. And I don't want to like minimize the experiences of somebody else because sexuality is different, because I think that sexual abuse is horrible no matter who it's happening to. But I feel like specifically for young gay teens, this type of abuse is just so pervasive, and it affects you in just so many ways that are distinct from how, you know, it affects other people. I hope I'm making sense. It makes me so mad. And that Joshua, this fat, sweaty, grimace, horizontal horror mother effer, is just not doing it for me, man. Like, dang.
Are there any pictures or images or videos of younger people?
Yes.
They're just getting him for everything.
Yeah. Boys, girls.
Mm-hmm.
About what age?
Both.
Boys and girls?
Okay.
And what age group?
I guess about 12 or
Okay.
Gross.
12 and older?
Gross.
Handcuffs.
All right, handcuffs. We've heard enough. We've heard more than enough. More than enough. And this is where they handcuff him, and that's the end of the video. Okay. So Joshua Cologne is probably one of the most memorable ones to me, like I said, just for everything that he's done. I think he's probably one of the most dangerous they've caught because he has this catalog of offenses, and he's talks so much. Like, I think the interrogators did a great job. And yeah, no, it was very, very memorable. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. That is the best way to get a hold of me. And stay tuned for another episode of the Jeremy DeWitt Files coming at you on Monday. All right, take it easy.